Hi everyone, Chris here, shooting a video today to hopefully start a conversation about how to better improve your relationships, not only personally, but in business and everywhere in between. So before I start, I'm going to tell you, this philosophy really is going to help you become more self-aware, more aware of the people in your life that you really want to nurture relationships with. And I assure you, if you use it, it is hugely impactful. So let's get to it. I came across this philosophy years ago, 5, 6 years ago, and I've been using it. And it comes from Dr. Chapman, who wrote a book called The 5 Love Languages. Now, at first glance, seems like maybe a goofy relationship book, but this process of figuring out not only what your love languages are, but everybody else in your life, so that you can, like I said, nurture those relationships. It really is impactful. So let's go through the 5 love languages. Number 1, words of affirmation. Number 2 is physical touch. Number 3 is acts of service. Number 4, quality time. And number 5, receiving gifts. So I'll link below Dr. Chapman's website. You can go on the website. I'm sure there's an affordable copy of the book out there. It is a quick, easy read. But more importantly, on the website, he has a quiz that'll allow you to figure out what your love languages are. So you take the little quiz. Typically, people resonate really strongly with a couple love languages, although you'll have all the love languages in there. Some will just be more impactful for you. So some tangible examples for you, how this has really affected relationships in my life. Personally, with my partner, she laughs at me, but probably a week into our relationship, I was asking her, have you read the book? Do you know what your love language is? Would you be willing to explore that with me? And the reason being is because I really want to make sure that I understand how people best feel loved and appreciated so that I can do that. And I also want to communicate for myself. I want to make sure my partner knows how I feel loved and appreciated. And so I'll explain the disconnect, or how you can become disconnected. And the real, one of the big messages in the book is, if your love languages don't line up naturally, that's okay. You can still show each other love, express love and appreciation. You just have to be aware of that love language, and you need to speak it. So a great example would be, something you see a lot with guys out there. Acts of service would be one of their love languages. And so they go to work, they work hard, they change the oil, they go do all these external things to look after their family. And of course, they love their family and want to care for them. The disconnect might be, though, if your wife's love language is quality time and you're working 70 hours a week and you're doing all these things, well, you're not connecting and she's not feeling loved. So again, realizing what's going to be most impactful. Instead of changing the oil in your car, dropping it at the shop, letting somebody change it for you, and spending some time with your wife might be a more impactful strategy to help cultivate that relationship and get stronger. So in a personal relationship, absolutely be in tune. It's probably easy for you to communicate with your partner. When you get into a work situation, for me, I've been in management for years, and my goal has always been to really look after people. I think as a manager, it puts you in a unique position where you can really look after people who are doing a great job and contributing at a high level. And so I'm always so compelled to look after great people. And if I'm going to do that, again, I want to be able to do that in an impactful way, so that they really feel appreciated. So a great example would be somebody that has quality time as a love language. I know if that person asks me to go have a drink after work and I say no, I may have missed out on a great opportunity to really show them that they're being appreciated. Whereas, I've worked with some people where it's gifts. And so I know when that person's birthday rolls around, there needs to be a bottle of champagne and flowers, and you really got to take care of that person. And that's just the process, whether it's time or it's money or it's an act of service, figuring out what their love language is and then really communicating in that way is where you'll really start to nurture and grow strong relationships. So I would encourage you to take a look at the quiz, start a conversation with your family, your friends, your colleagues. You can explore without being direct with people. In fact, in business, I do it quite a bit because it could be a little creepy for me to cruise up and ask everybody their love language. And so what I would do is I just test. So, you know, I might spend quality time with somebody and see how they react. If that's positive, then I'll continue to do that. If it doesn't seem to really matter, then I'll switch gears and I'll do something like an act of service. I'll give them something, you know, help them out, do them a favor, and see how that goes. My girlfriend and I, when we first started dating, I didn't ask her right away, and the first time we got together, you know, we talked about books and a couple books that we loved, and so I bought her a couple books on our second date, and that was me, you know, and I'm doing that from a really genuine place, but I'm also trying to figure out how is she best feeling loved so that I can really tune into that and nurture that, because I cared about her and love at first sight. So, so have a conversation, your friends, your family, your colleagues, and really figure it out, because I think it'll really be impactful, help you have better relationships. And if you are affected, you know, you take this advice and you have a great result, please come back to the video, leave a comment, or if you've read the book and you've had a great result, leave a comment. I sure would appreciate it. Again, the whole purpose of this video is I just thought I'd introduce a conversation that we could have about how to really nurture and have better relationships in all areas of your life. So thanks for joining me today, and we'll talk to you soon.